Doing anything feels like working out. Rolling over in bed, walking, standing up, getting up out of a chair, it all feels like working out. Yep, that's how I'm doing. I am absolutely just done for today. I mean, it is 6 o'clock, so there's that. But I spent most of the day running errands. It's too much. It's way too much. I've been having Braxton Hicks / contractions all day. Probably only 1 or 2 contractions that actually like had that crampy hurting feeling. Other than that, it was just like tight stomach all frickin' day long. And now that I've sat down, she's gonna wake up and start kicking me in the ribs. So I get no break. Yeah, if you're wondering, this behind me weekender bag that my agency, Northwest Surrogacy Center, sent me last week. And I'm probably gonna repack my hospital bag so I can use that. Cause I think it's actually bigger, maybe? There's like this pocket on the side for like dirty shoes and stuff. But I thought that's perfect for like the things that I'm gonna need at the hospital when I first get there. Like my delivery gown, you know, my swimsuit if I decide to get in the tub, whatever I happen to think I'm gonna need in the first like couple hours that I'm there before I actually deliver, I can put in that little pocket, and then when I get there, just open the pocket and pull out what I need versus digging through the entire thing looking for something specific. But it's a thing I have to do, so I don't really want to do anything at the moment. I went to drop off stuff at Bottle Drop. Then we went to Ross for like 2 things and spent $200. Yeah. While I was there, I was like, oh, we should look at this. And oh, we should look at that. Oh, I need a new one of these. And oh, I want to replace this. And you know, this is falling apart. I should look and see if they have some of these. Yeah, it was just a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. I've never spent that much at Ross. However, I did buy a suitcase, like a check-on luggage suitcase. And that was probably, I think it was like $60 maybe. So, I mean, that's like a quarter of what I spent right there. Yeah, got a whole bunch of stuff, like some new kitchen mats, the foam mats for the kitchen, because one of them that I have is my mom's and there's like a huge chunk out of it. So I'm gonna ask her like, hey, do you want this or can I throw it away? Because I'm gonna throw the other one that I have away. Anyway, I got a new like shower liner because mine is like growing things. You know how they start to turn like yellow? So yeah, I needed a new one of these anyway. And then I also got a new shower curtain because the cats have kind of, I don't know if one of them has been trying to climb up it or what, but there are little spots all over it where the nails have like pulled out threads. And so I got this one. It's got like an ombre light blue to darker teal, I guess. Teal, not blue. My son actually picked that one out. I gave him an option between like 3 of them. I'm like, which of these do you like? And he's like, this one's too dark. I'm not a fan of the pattern, but I like this one. I'm like, great. This one it is. Whole bunch of stuff. And after Ross, we went to Walmart, which, y'all, I am too pregnant to walk around Walmart. I cannot. It's so much. Just like the grocery part of it. I had to go there to get a few things other than groceries, which is the whole reason that we went there. Because I usually do the grocery pickup. It's fantastic. It takes so much less time and you don't have to walk around the store so much. But I was like, well, we're going, might as well do all, you know, together. So I bought stuff like, what did I buy? I'm so tired. I bought some new underwear because I've gained quite a bit of weight. You remember like way back, if you've been here since these started posting in like January, if you've been here that long, you will remember the whole episode where I'm like, I don't want to be 200 pounds when I deliver. I want to lose weight now, like before I was pregnant. I want to lose weight now and exercise and get to like a healthy weight. And then during my pregnancy, I'm going to work out the entire time. Yeah. Yep. None of that happened. I did exercise a few times, and I have unintentionally exercised. Like when I walked to the grocery store near my work, it's like 20 minutes round trip. And my watch was like, do you want to record this as exercise? And I'm like, heck yeah, I do. And now my battery's blinking at me. All right, hold on. Okay, let's try that. What was I saying? I totally forgot. This is where we're at, guys. Oh yeah, Walmart. Went to Walmart and I was looking for, oh yeah, no, I remember. Okay. I got this. So yeah, did not work out hardly at all this whole pregnancy because at 6 weeks, the fertility clinic was like, okay, you're good. Come back in a month. We'll check the baby's growth and heart rate and all this good stuff. Make sure it's still growing, yada, yada, yada. Okay. At that point, I was still having cramping. And so I didn't want to work out in case it would like exacerbate that. So I didn't work out. And then worked out a few times, got to my 20-week ultrasound, still had cramping. Talked to my doctor, she did a test, turns out I had a uterine infection, and so she put me on antibiotics, antibacterial, whatever. And so I like wasn't working out because I felt like crap. That got resolved. And then past that point, anytime I worked out, I would have Braxton Hicks the entire time. Consistent, just tight stomach. And it was very uncomfortable. So I only worked out a handful of times between 20 weeks and now essentially at 36 weeks. And now doing anything feels like working out. Rolling over in bed, walking, standing up, getting up out of a chair. It all feels like working out. So I have not worked out like I had hoped. Pretty sure I'm like near the 200 mark at this point, and that was what I was afraid of. I actually had a woman, she's like, I'm 200 pounds, you shouldn't be body shaming people. Like, no, that's not, this is why everything is so freaking hard now, because I'm carrying around the baby for one, so I have no ab muscles to do certain things. I mean, I kind of do, but not really. But just like the sheer extra weight of all the gain I have weighed, yep. All the sheer amount of weight gain I have had, just on top of that, my body is not used to carrying this much around, so everything is so much harder. So it's not about body shaming, I just didn't want to be where I am now, which is just so annoying. It's so annoying. And I'm trying to be better and like watch what I eat and stuff, and it's not working. I don't know what women are talking about when they're like, when I had my 3rd trimester, I wasn't as hungry anymore. Yeah, no, that's not a thing. I'm still freaking hungry and I hate it. I've tried to limit things. I have been eating more fruit and vegetables. But here we are. I stopped looking at the scale at the doctor's office because it just made me sad. Maybe I'll weigh myself when I'm in labor, just so I have like a starting point. And then like when I get back from the hospital, I'll weigh myself just because I'm curious. Fun fact, after my first surrogate baby, my mom had told me, which I kind of sort of knew this already, but she had told me when you deliver, you essentially lose about 12 pounds immediately between the baby, the fluid, like the water that the kid's floating in, and then the extra like blood, basically, that you lose when you deliver, because like your body has extra blood right now. I mean, mine does, not everybody's, but not yours unless you're pregnant. Pregnant women in general have a higher blood volume. That's what causes the like dizziness and a couple other symptoms. Anyway, so she was telling me essentially you lose about 12 pounds when you deliver a baby. Okay, I had a doctor's appointment. They weighed me. I wrote it down somewhere, I think. Then I delivered the baby. There was a scale in the hospital in one of the like alcoves in the hallway. And I was like, I'm gonna weigh myself and find out how much I lost. You guys, I've gained a pound. Explain that to me. 7.5 pound baby with all the trimmings, and yet I gained a pound. What? How's that a thing? Okay, I have no idea. I really don't. Anyway, so I got home and unpacked the car. Put away about 75% of the groceries and things that I got from Ross. I've got a few things in the wash right now because I bought my son a new sheet set. He's like, I really like how your bed has the sheet and then there's like that thin blanket, and I'm like, the top sheet? He's, yeah, that. I was like, oh my word. The thin blanket on top. Yep. And then the blanket on top of that. And I was like, okay. I bought him a new sheet set. It's in the washer right now. I have already done 2 loads of laundry. Well, I did buy some like oversized bath towels at Ross because I freaking love the ones that I got earlier. Like I got some teal ones from Ross, and literally even around my big belly, it like crosses in the front still. They're fantastic. They're called like bath blankets or something because they're big. They're friggin' amazing. I love how big they are. So I bought 2 more of those. The only downside is they have a ton of lint. Like I washed the ones that I have currently been using, and the first time, like when I first got them, I washed them. The layer of lint in the lint trap was like this. It was so freaking thick. And I still, like when I dry off, have lint on me because they're very linty towels apparently. And I've washed them multiple times. I'm gonna definitely be washing these before I use them. Anyway, let's get into a actual pregnancy update. We are 36 weeks pregnant now. Baby is the size of a, what is this? Oh, head of romaine lettuce. Why does it look like, that does not look like romaine lettuce. Why is it white? I don't understand. Romaine lettuce does not have white things in it. It reminds me of, I don't know, bok choy maybe? No, something, it reminds me of something else for sure. Okay, so baby is about the size of a head of romaine lettuce. She is 18.62 inches from head to toe and 6.2 pounds. I'm really interested to see if she actually has hair when she's born. This is a picture of the baby that's in the app, and it has hair. My son had no hair. Both of my surrogate babies had hair, like a full head of black hair. And it's funny because neither one of them have black hair now. Like, not at all. There she is, all scrunched up. I don't remember if I mentioned this in the last video, but every single time in these pictures, the baby is facing back, like in towards me. She does not sit like that. she sits 100% facing either forward or to the right, because I get feet up here and I get kicks and stuff like down low. You can't even see where I'm pointing. She was punching me like a ton down low the other day. Okay, pregnancy symptoms, cramping. Caused by issues like bloating, constipation, or round ligament pain. Yeah, no, it is definitely not any of those. It is Braxton Hicks and contractions. Headaches, have not had that. Dizziness, a little. Pelvic pain, sharp pain deep in your hips and groin. Sharp? No, haven't had any sharp pain. I have had some like pubic symphysis pain. If you don't know, I will put up a picture, and I will Google a picture so I know what I'm talking about. 3 different bones in your pelvis. The left side, the right side, or for me, right side and left side, and then your coccyx, which is in the back. Your pubic symphysis is in the front. It's a joint that connects the two in the front. Okay, that is the only pelvic pain that I have had so far, is in the front, because the bones on the left and right side are like slightly off-centered. I am too tired to function with words and thinking things right now. Anyway, went to the chiropractor this last week. He adjusted all the things, and I had brought it up to him, and I was like, I have pain down there. And he was like, oh yeah, it's your pubic symphysis. And he explained that they can get, you know, kind of misaligned. He's like, yeah, if you stand on one leg, like your hips kind of like tip, and so it can mess up the alignment in that. And I was like, yeah, I do that a lot. Because I'll stand on like, put most of my weight on one side or the other. I don't stand like fully straight. Anyway, pelvic pain. Yes, check. If the baby drops into your pelvis, you may feel additional pressure in your lower abdomen, which make walking increasingly difficult. Some women say it feels like they're carrying a bowling ball between their legs. I don't think she's dropped yet. I still have a month to go, and it seems a little early for that. I mean, as far as I can tell, she hasn't, just from like the fact that her little booty is still up at the top of my stomach. And I feel like if she had dropped, her little butt wouldn't be right here. Sorry, is that your... Yep. Right here. This is her butt. So I feel like if she had dropped, her booty would not still be all the way up here. I've been taking pictures every week the last 6 weeks, I think. And I'll like put it up on the screen. You can see she is just as low as she's ever been, yet her butt is still like up here. So I don't think she's actually dropped. So my list of talking points today. I have been thinking a lot about labor, when it's gonna start, what's gonna happen, where my son is gonna go. I mean, he's 12, so technically he could stay home. But at the same time, like, I don't really feel comfortable leaving him home by himself for 2 days or however long it is. So I've been trying to figure out like where he can go. Of course, my mom would take him, or she would come here and stay with him here. But like, luckily it's summer, so he doesn't have school. But it's something that I've been thinking about. Also, I've been really worried about going into labor early, because it's gonna mess up my vacation plans if it happens. Which is totally selfish, but at the same time, the longer she can stay in here and like develop and get stronger and stuff, the better. So not 100% selfish, but honestly, I am uncomfortable enough that she could come tomorrow and I'd be cool with it. But at the same time, like, she's only 36 weeks and I don't want her to have to spend time in the NICU. Plus, it's gonna mess up my vacation plans. So I have a trip planned. My son and I are gonna go out to Tennessee at the beginning of September. And if she comes early, that's gonna push my vacation, not vacation, okay? My maternity leave, not a vacation, for sure. It's gonna move it up, which means there's gonna be this gap between the end of my maternity leave and when my vacation starts. If she comes, during 39 weeks, which all the babies I have ever delivered have come during that week, then my vacation falls right at the end of my maternity leave, like 5.5, 6-ish weeks. So it works out perfectly. And this is why I planned it this way, because I figured she was gonna come during the 39th week. That's what I'm hoping for, because I don't want to mess up my vacation. Because I don't want to have to go back to work for like a week or two and then take off to go on vacation. Because that just seems like a pain in the butt. I would rather go on vacation and then go back to work when I come back from vacation. Yeah, I don't want it. I've also been kind of worried because clearly she's head down. She's been head down for a couple months, not months, but a couple of weeks now. The doctor checks every time. And because I know she's upside down, head down, whatever you want to call it, I know that she is punching me down there and not kicking me. So she has been punching me like super down, like low, not bottom, but like front down low. Okay, hold on. Ridiculous. Down like here is where she's been punching me. Okay. Like super low, right? My concern is that when I go into labor and I go to push her out, that her hands are still going to be up here and she's going to get like a cord or something wrapped around her arm and she's going to get stuck. Didn't even know that was a thing until it happened to my best friend. Her son had his cord wrapped around his neck with his hand, like with it around his wrist. He had to be delivered by C-section because she couldn't push him out because his like full arm was in the way. So that's been like on my radar because I know how much she likes to have her hands up by her face because she had them like that during the anatomy scan, and now like I still feel her punching me down there. So it's like, okay, make sure your arm's not in the way when you're like spinning around in there when I'm in labor. We don't want this. Also for labor, I need to create a playlist to put on my phone so I have music to listen to. Right now I just have like a bunch of random songs that I like, which some of them I'm like, this is not a labor song. I don't really care for I don't know what I'm gonna want. Honestly, not a clue. I'm not gonna know. But I feel like I will want more upbeat type of music than super boring, calming, classical-ish. No. So I need to make a playlist, or several playlists. Maybe one with soothing music and maybe one with more upbeat stuff. Like, I have no idea when I'm gonna go into labor, but I'm already thinking about like postpartum stuff. And funny enough, Prime Days are coming up. So I started a shopping list. I was like, I'm gonna need this and I'm gonna want that and I'm gonna need this and that and this and I need to definitely get more of this because, you know, I use it all the time. So I have like a list going in one of my lists, my Amazon lists. And so when Prime Days start, I'm just gonna like buy everything on it, and hopefully she doesn't come in the next 2 weeks before everything shows up at my house. Because Prime Days are, I think, the 11th and 12th of July, and today is the 2nd. So yeah, this is like full on nesting stuff, but since I'm not going to be bringing home a baby, I'm not like specifically doing baby nesting. I'm like, oh, I need to clean the sink. Legitimately, I took the plastic drain pan, whatever you call it, that goes underneath the dish drainer, and I like scrubbed it in the sink this morning. Why? Because it was dirty. I don't know. I also like rearranged a few things. Why? Nesting, I guess. I mean, it kind of sucks because I have a lot of things I want to put away and like tidy up, and as I'm looking at my thing back behind the camera, I'm like, holy crap. But it's hard because I am so uncomfortable and like tired of standing that I don't want to do any of it. So it is what it is. I also got a like you know the like grass drying rack things for bottles and stuff? I bought one of those. Found it at Goodwill, funny enough. And so I scrubbed that either last night or this morning. And so I've got that like ready-ish to go. I mean, in a month it's probably gonna have, you know, dust and stuff on it, so I'll just clean it off again. But it's like cleaned after being at Goodwill cleaned, and then I'll clean it again so that it's clean when I actually go to use it. I do have several things of pumping parts in a box over there. I have a bunch of like postpartum things. I've got like nursing bras and pump parts and bottles and a bunch of stuff. Nursing pads and all the good things. I think I put my hands-free pumps in the box with all that stuff too. I'm also like a month out, so I don't want to wash stuff now and then have to wash it again later. Because after it sits for a while, like it can still get dirty and it's just not worth it. It's on my radar to-do list. Like, I need to do that soon, but not now because it's too soon. I don't know. I have too many things to do. Like, I'm still... Okay, speaking of pumping, I'm trying to sign up with the milk bank that I donated to last time. And I went to the website because it's like, there's a parent website, and then they have, based on your circumstances, it's which, not company, but like subdivision of the company that you'd be working with. So they have tiny treasures for tiny humans or something like that. And that's if you gave birth to your own baby and have like an oversupply of milk, basically. Then they have one for like, if you're pumping after like you lost a child, like if they're stillborn or if they died from SIDS or whatever the circumstance was, then you donate to that division or whatever. And then they have one specific for surrogates. Their website is not the greatest. And I say that in the nicest way possible. Like, it is not easy to navigate. I remember this was an issue way back when, and even now, I tried going on to like start the process to sign up because I was told to do it at 36 weeks. Couldn't find it. I like searched specifically for the name, couldn't find it. Went to the parent website and looked everywhere, could not find it anywhere. So I'm still in the Facebook group for donating to this specific division of the company or whatever. And so I tried to post on there like, hey, who do I need to talk to? What do I need to do? I can't find it, whatever. And all of their posts are like submitted for admin approval or whatever. So it's still sitting there since Friday. And I'm like, hello, can someone get back to me, please? So I actually messaged the girl that I had talked to before. She's still one of the admins of the group. And I was like, hey, Lauren, couldn't find the page. Can you please direct me to what I need to do to sign up? Hopefully that will get answered tomorrow, if not Tuesday. If not, I guess I can call the company and ask them. I'm doing a month and would like to get this done before I'm actually due. The heat is insane. Okay. It's only like 80. It's really not that bad. But I am so warm already. It feels like it's 10 degrees warmer outside. We were driving into town to go to Ross this morning. I had the windows down. I look at the temperature on the bank that we drove past. It said 69 degrees and I'm like, it's like 75. It feels like 80. Like, it's been so warm. I feel bad because my son is like, I'm cold. And I'm like, no, it's freaking hot in here. Leave everything open. It's like 65 degrees outside. I'm like, don't you dare close that window. Oh man. I tell him like, put a sweatshirt on. And it's funny because occasionally I will be sitting on the couch, the back screen door will be open, and the front door will be open. I have like a security door. I'll be sitting on the couch. I'm like, it is so warm in here. And like finally it'll cool down enough to where I'm like, okay, now it's comfortable. And the furnace will start heating up. And I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, maybe it is a bit chilly in here. I need to shut the doors. I do realize that it's just me. But like, okay, I was sitting in church the other day. And literally I was so freaking hot. I barely could stand it. Like another 10 minutes and I would have gotten up and like gone outside. Because it was cooler outside than it was inside the church. It was so freaking hot. And so I'd been on one side. My mom was sitting on the other side. When I first sat down, I looked over at her and I'm like, it is so freaking hot in here. She goes, yeah, it is kind of warm. And then probably 20 minutes to 30 minutes later, she looks over at me and she's like, you are so warm. You're like radiating heat. And she like scooted over because it was too hot. I was like, I know, I'm so warm. It's ridiculous. Like I did not realize that you could actually feel it coming off of me. But that is how hot I am. Like you can actually feel it radiating off of me, or at least she could. I don't know. Okay, let me show you my big bump. Oh, goodness. Like, standing up hurts. This is where we're at. See, I don't think she's dropped. She's still, like, hanging out right here. And still very round. Oh, yeah, I have a doctor's appointment this week on Thursday, I think. And they're going to do a non-stress test. And I texted the intended parents this morning and I was like, hey, by the way, I'm going to be bringing my hospital bag with me when I have appointments, just in case they want to induce me because of the non-stress tests. Because I will not have time to run home and come back to the hospital. They're probably going to tell me like, hey, go to the hospital, which is next door. So I'm just going to take the bag and leave it in the car. And if I don't need it, great. If I do, awesome. I already have it. There it is. So hopefully I will not need it, but can't be too prepared. I do need to print out a copy of my birth plan. I think I'll just print it out and then mark off everything that was marked off in the book. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is my pregnancy planner that I created. In the back, it's got a spot to write your birth plan. This is a front and back. And then there's also this other version where you can write in whatever you want to write in. If you're a surrogate, get yourself one of these. It's got lots of stuff in it. I will link it down below also. Oh man, okay, I'm done now. I need to finish cleaning up the stuff that I bought in laundry. And I'm just tired. I don't want to. It's 6:45. I still gotta get dinner. It's been a day. I'm tired. That is it for this week's update. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow me. I will link. Holy cow. I will link my social medias in the description down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be pumping after this, so you can subscribe for that content to come. Hopefully in a month or so, not earlier. We are not doing that. It's gonna mess up everything. Oh man, no, her parents are very excited and it's gonna be fun. Okay, I will see you guys next week. Goodbye. She is not allowed to come early. I forbid it. Do you hear me in there? Forbid it.